I'm just now realizing that this map is not centered over my desk. What's good, y'all? It's your boy Getty coming back at y'all with another good video, man. It's been about a week or two since we sat down and talked, man. I hope it doesn't look like I just woke up or sound like I just woke up, because I kinda did, but that's all good. It's all good, man. Everything's good when you're around with Goody. How you been? How you been, gang? You been taking care of yourself? You been good? I have been. So check this out. So for me, last time we made a video, we talked about 30 minutes. We're gonna get to the topic, but I really wanna catch y'all up because I'm happy to be here speaking with you, sharing this space. So last time we talked about 30 minutes a day, doing something different, trying something new twice. Right, so I've been spending my 30 minutes doing different things. I've been working, I got back into the gym with basketball, going thrift shopping, really tapping in on TikTok, trying to make videos, right? I've been making music, I've been writing. I did start back working too, so I've just been busy, man. So, I mean, this is something that I've been looking forward to, but what really got me to this point was this morning. So let me tell you about yesterday. I really wanted to make something. I wanted to make a song. I wanted to update my online shop at Depop. I wanted to make this video, but I didn't feel the flow. I didn't feel the creativity coming out. So I really had to sit there, stare out the window, took a nap, went to sleep, woke up super late, like 10 o'clock I woke up. You know it's never good when you wake up that late from a nap. So I ended up watching anime. I started watching Baki, shout out to Baki Hama, and drinking wine, eating Pop-Tarts. It was a wine, Pop-Tarts, and anime kind of night for me. And I woke up this morning to a testimony of somebody commenting underneath my video. Let me tell you what they said. So this morning, I wake up, somebody says, and I quote, this is straight from the website. So, Calvertone, 2 hours ago, please make more of these videos. This was great advice, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who needed to hear this. It was motivating and reassuring and gave me confirmation. I was on my last video, and so it was it made me feel good. So here we are again with the video. I'm very excited today to talk about a topic that's been constantly showing up in my world. A word that's been a very constant theme of things that I need in terms of changing and growing. So what I want to talk about today is vulnerability. Vulnerability is our topic for the day, and we also still have our computer out. Our definition for vulnerability is the quality or state of being exposed to the possibility of being attacked or harmed either physically or emotionally, right? So, being exposed to harm either physically or emotionally is vulnerability. So, like I said, the testimony made me gave me enough to make another video to sit back down and talk again. And I think that being vulnerable is what made that person, whoever that person might be, whatever they might be going through, it might not be the exact same thing, but being open and being vulnerable, I think, was what made it relatable. For example, like I said, I just started back working. And I've had to be very vulnerable in terms of my emotions and my pride and my ego. So I have to learn a lot of things that I'm not necessarily good at, or things that are unfamiliar to me, and I have to be new. I have to start over. I have to, make mistakes. And making mistakes isn't something that your ego and pride handles very well a lot of times. But in that process of learning, trying new things, and being vulnerable, I have been able to make progress, to move forward, And so what made me really want to say that was just being vulnerable in different situations. So for example, I'm talking about work, and I'm talking about being vulnerable maybe in a YouTube video. Being vulnerable in a YouTube video, being vulnerable in terms of being open and honest about your emotions for other people to interpret. So, for example, this YouTube video could be me being vulnerable in terms of being honest about how I feel and honest about my emotions and the things that I'm going through and dealing with, I think that in this space, in this craft, doing YouTube, doing social media, a lot of different people are going to see you, and a lot of different people are not going to see you, but a lot of different people are going to see you and create opinions based on the things that you tell them and things that you don't tell them. Like, for example, things that they might know in person that you don't address in a video. That might be something that, so the vulnerability has to be honest. What am I trying to say? So vulnerability has to come from within, obviously, and you want to vulnerably be you. You don't want to be susceptible. I think that's how you say it. Susceptible to harm and emotional or physical damage for things that's not even really you, if you know what I'm trying to say. I wanted to talk about being open, being vulnerable in terms of learning new things, being vulnerable in terms of social media, being vulnerable in terms of relationships. So let's go back to number 2. Being vulnerable in terms of social media, and we'll also say creation. Social media and creation is something that I think is very important in this process of creating a community on YouTube or creating a community on Instagram. We're trying to have somebody, for example, if I started making t-shirts, being vulnerable as to why I'm creating these t-shirts, or as to why I feel like my t-shirts are important and provide significance to the world or significant value to your life, I think is very important. Being honest and that vulnerability, being susceptible to harm and damage physically or emotionally, comes from you being, raw, being honest. Like, some people really won't give a fuck ever. Some people won't give a fuck about this video. They won't care about how vulnerable or open or honest I am. They won't care. And that is leading me being open to harm emotionally. You know what I'm saying? Being vulnerable in terms of physically, like, alright, shit, I ain't got a lot of, I'm just gonna leave the emotional vulnerability out there, just allowing yourself to be susceptible to that harm, allowing yourself to be open enough to possibly be hurt, to possibly make mistakes, to possibly not get things right the first time is how you grow. Being vulnerable is a huge part of learning. Being vulnerable is gonna lead you to uncovering new things, not only about yourself, but the people and the world around you. But being vulnerable in terms of learning is like step 1. Approach things with open-mindedness and allow yourself to make mistakes. Allow yourself to be hurt. Allow yourself to be harmed. Allow yourself to be vulnerable is what I'm trying to say. So I think that vulnerability is something that has been a very constant theme for me, especially as I try to create more and I try to figure out exactly what it is that I want to do and deliver and give to this world. Allowing myself to be open, honest, to possibly be harmed, to possibly be damaged physically or emotionally is something that I've really had to come to terms with. I've had to surrender that. Like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen regardless. Whether it's from my side, rather it's something that I just have to, be honest with. Like, okay, this is something that I really want to do, but this isn't gonna be sustainable. This isn't it. Okay, it's not giving efficiency. It's not giving my purpose is to do this. It's giving struggle, and it's giving hurt and exhaustion. It's giving, I should probably stop doing this, So given that, there's going to be things that you just have to allow yourself to learn and go through and allow yourself to grow through. You don't go through things, you grow through them. Things don't happen to you, they happen for you. And once you kind of come to grips with just the overall concept of being open and susceptible to harm, you kind of start to understand the importance of your journey. Like, I'm not saying set yourself up, don't be no crash dummy, don't just be out there, all right, I gotta be vulnerable, I'm gonna do things that aren't good ideas. I'm gonna pursue things that aren't good ideas. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you want to start a YouTube video, you make 5 videos in 3 weeks, right? You get 17 views total. You know what I'm saying? Your pride and your ego is harmed. You're hurting. You know what I'm saying? You feel as if things haven't gone the way that you wanted them to go. That is harm. That is emotional harm. You know what I'm saying? You want to start a clothing brand, you haven't made a sale in 2 months. That is emotional harm. You want to start a new job, they're telling you everything that you know is whack, trash, garbage, bullshit. That's emotional harm. You want to start a new relationship, but they just aren't there with you. They're not on the same page. Or, you told them things that you thought that was just gonna be holding down. You thought they was gonna hold it down, take it to the grave. And then things come out and it's a little bit different. You're harmed emotionally. But through that vulnerability, you're gonna get so much further than you would by being closed off and by not allowing yourself to be open to new and different things. So there's a fine line that you got to straddle that line. Like, just follow your instincts, but also sometimes tell them to shut the fuck up. Tell them to just chill 1 second. 1 second, I'm working on something. I might have something good here. Might be on something, you know what I'm saying? There's that fine line that has to be straddled, and you just have to pay attention to that. You know, you gotta be open to that harm initially, but if it's just harm, emotional and physical harm, emotional and physical pain, physical harm, I got it. Working out. I work out a lot. And that is me being vulnerable to physical harm by lifting weights, by carrying weights, picking up weights, pushing weights, whatever the motion is for the day. That's me being open to physical harm, but that allows me to grow my muscles. Yeah. That allows me to grow in terms of physically, but there's a difference between physical and emotional vulnerability, you know, embracing that harm, expecting it, and accepting it. You know, you don't want it to just be harm, physical, emotional hurt every time you try something. You know, if you're not seeing or feeling that progress in terms of comfortability, in terms of understanding what it is that needs to be done, you gotta switch it up, or you gotta try something else. You know what I'm saying? It's a thin line, but it's a line that is straddled in order to achieve greater things, in my opinion. So vulnerability is an aspect of life that I really want people to work on. It's an aspect of life that I really want us to work on as individuals, as, you know, I'm gonna call us partners, as, you know, as teammates in this whole thing of life, this whole process of trying to become better versions of ourselves. You know, there's never gonna be, well, I take that back. I was gonna say there's never gonna be the best version of yourself, but every next day, today is the best version of me. Because I woke up with more knowledge and with more impact on the world than I did yesterday. I've gotten better than I did yesterday. So I would say every day is the best version of yourself, but trying to make that improvement instead of 1% every day. Let's see if we can get to 2% every day. You know, let's see, can we just accomplish things? So maybe I'll talk about the best version of yourself in the next video. I'm not entirely sure how that whole concept works. You could look at it a lot of different ways, but just trying to improve every day and trying to provide for those around us. Even trying to provide for those that we can't even see, like our good friend that commented underneath my video. Little do they know how much their comment impacted me into waking up today and creating again, into creating and providing for people that I really care for, which is all of you. So I'm just saying that vulnerability, something that I want you to work on. If you feel like you've been closed off lately, or things have happened, you know, trauma will cause you to be very closed off. I'm saying just open up the floodgates, but, you know, let some things in, some new things. Allow yourself to get new tastes, see new faces. Get new tastes, see new faces, go new places, you know, try new things. Like this morning I woke up, got a cold cup of water. This morning I woke up, I got a cold cup of water. I got me a hot cup of tea. Put some honey and some sugar in there, guy. Oh my goodness gracious, that's deliciousness. Check out the cups too from the Jamaica 2021 trip. You did. Yeah, man, open up your mind, open up your energy, your force, your being, you know. Be vulnerable, be open-minded, allow new things to come into life, you know. Allow old things to leave, you know. Be vulnerable to letting things go as well. That'll also cause you emotional and physical harm, letting things go that no longer serve you. You know, thin line that you have to straddle between, you know, embracing the harm and accepting it. And just be mindful of that as you go about your endeavors in the next few, as you go about, as you live, as you learn, as you experience. Just be vulnerable, and that's our tip for today, man. That's our topic for today. I really appreciate you all for watching. As I said before, it's your boy E Goody, Goody, Goody. You can call me Goody. I've been trying to get more active on TikTok. Twitter is what Twitter is. I like Twitter. Twitter's just a different space. And IG, I love Instagram. So y'all go check that out. Hit your boy up. Keep your head up. You know. Until next time, I will see you. It's your boy Goody. And I'm out. Vulnerability. Peace.